going on, guys? So I had some video that I recorded earlier on the fender and the wide body, starting that, but the wind was muffling the audio and stuff, so I'm just gonna mute it and I'll talk over it, or we'll just cut to it, whatever it ends up being. But today we're going to cover and fill this with some sheet metal. So I did a little bit of work off camera, ignore the get up, I was welding. I cut two 1.5 inch tabs for the wide body that I'm trying to do. So I'm just gonna go ahead and weld tabs along the top fender and the bottom part of the fender, and we'll see how that looks and we'll go from there. So this is with it pushed in, and then this would be with it squared out. And we'll fill this gap with like fins or something else, because I'll have to trim this down and around. But I kind of like the square look with it pushed out, and we can do something to fill this gap here. The way I like to do is I like to make it out of cardboard before I cut it out of steel, because if you cut it out of steel, you're making a bigger mistake and it's harder to go back. Because if you can't make it out of cardboard, you can't make it out of steel. That's just a good rule of thumb. So I like to cut myself a little template, and then once the template's cut, we'll transfer it over to steel and we'll cut it out. Always wear your safety glasses. I've gotten shit in my eye before and it sucks, so just put them on. So we'll take it, file the edges down, and then throw it on the car and we'll get it tacked up. What I was doing was hammering the metal down, because as it gets hot, the metal tends to warp and turn, and with a little bit of hammering you can correct that issue. So I was able to get this nice and flush through here. There's no edge on here. Now when it comes to the spot welds, they'll be filled in and bondoed and everything that needs to be done, but I'm very happy with the way this little piece turned out. And then we'll continue it. I'm probably gonna go to here, and then I'll make a custom fin out, because I kind of want a fin that fans out over here, so it will cover the seam of the door, because this is about a 4 mil gap, so I want to continue that down, so when you're looking at it from the side, it looks like a regular panel. But then when you get closer, you're like, oh man, it's different, it's wide, it's cool. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna keep going through it and knock this out. All right, a little catch up. I worked ahead a little bit. We got some of it done. It's taking a little bit longer than I expected it to, but that's part of it. But I'm really happy with how it's looking. Super flat on this incline up. and you can't tell. It's all seamless. It's very, very cool. So I think I'm going to pull this out and put fins in there. I'll take this piece out so you can see into the wheel and give this a little bit more rigidity. But we're gonna have to keep working forward. Unfortunately, I only got so much time to work on this thing, but we'll move on to day 3 later. What's going on, guys? So it's gonna be day 3. I'm gonna try to get all this fender done today. We will try our best to get this filled in, and then I have some ideas. Like I said before, the fins in the back, I'll try to get this whole fender set up and sand it down and bond out and paint it. We'll try to get all that done so you guys can see it. Let's get to work. Alright, now that you guys have seen me cut cardboard and cut metal a bunch, I'm gonna skip the boring stuff and I'll cut back when I'm done with a little bit of YouTube magic. So, we got it all welded, tacked in and on. I'm pretty happy with the way it's turned out. It's all tacked in right now. This section here is fully welded in. I haven't sanded it down yet or done anything else, but all tacked in and ready to go. But what I think I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take my Style 32 wheels, go get some tires on them, and then put them on the car so it could be a little bit easier to mock up, because those are the wheels I want to run at the end. And then once it's all done, we will get them powder coated and sandblasted, and they'll be nice and pretty. But let's go do that. And just like that, tires are ready, they're on, we'll put them on the car. Alright, took the fender off. It's pretty sweet, I'll show you. So, I've got a good heat cycle through the metal. These are just tacked in, and then I'll go back through and hit the inside. But right now what I'm going to focus on is cutting this seam out to open up the back of that fender. It's like 2 inches, 2.5 inches that I need to remove. I think I'm just going to cruise right along this edge and then maybe come all the way down, but I think I'll stop about here. Alright, we got the fender completely done. It's just tacked up. It needs to be finished and gone through, but I'm super excited with it. It is sweet. I love it. And what's cool is the fact that with these Style 32s, this is 1.5 inches, and if you go to the back, when we get to that point, this is exactly 1.5 inches out. So the back won't look drastically different, but now the front lines up with the back. If you can see that, that's all seamless straight down. So when we throw rear quarters on it, it'll give it this look, but it won't change much when it comes to the geometry of the wheel. So it turned out pretty sick. I'm very, very happy with it. That's gonna do it for this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below what you guys think of the fender so far. Next we'll move on to the passenger side, but that's all I have for this episode, and don't forget, one more day. Peace.